Hi, I'm Marty, and this video is going to be used in conjunction with the art practice in lesson plan 2. And today the students will be using both charcoal materials, as you can see here, and also pastels. But the colours that they use here can be obviously extended from the primary colours, depending on the pastel resources at the school. Okay, so if we look at the charcoal component first of all, the charcoal obviously will start off in this form here, but it can be broken up into smaller parts that are easier to use for the students. Okay, so if we take this smaller part here, what we're going to be doing with this charcoal is showing you different techniques on how you can use it effectively. But it is important to note that these techniques that are going to be shown are not the only way that they can be used. Alright, so with the charcoal itself, you can do strong definitive lines there, almost like an outline pattern or to highlight some sort of detail from there. If you're starting out and you want to give yourself a bit of a guide, you can do it a little bit softer, and this gives you a bit of a tracing outline which you can go from there. Also, with charcoal, one of the greatest things is that with the lines that you do, obviously the amount of pressure that you put down on there will determine how thick the lines are too. If you find that you want to start to blend in something with a bit of shading, you can actually just take your finger and run it over the charcoal itself. So now you've taken it from the bold line here to a shaded line in here. The other thing that you can also do with the charcoal is that it still is versatile on the side as well. So we can even go down like this and do different patterns running through here to give yourself different textures as well. So this sort of technique is also good too to help with shading. It doesn't leave too many strong lines, as you can see, and it looks really good if the students are going to be shading into a face or using the light while they're shading too. And it is important to know with the children when they're using the charcoal that, you know, if it does get on their hands, it's okay. They can still use that part, so they can actually smudge in some lines here or there or add some more detail where necessary too. So the charcoal is quite versatile, very simple art tool, but once used on the paper, which is mounted on the easel, it can be quite fun and good to use. The other aspect that the students will be engaging in is pastels. So this here is an oil pastel, very basic, easy to use, quite versatile also as well. This pastel here is great also in the same respect as the charcoal. You can make some strong lines with it there. If you want to use it a little softer, you can obviously have a thinner line with not as much emphasis on the actual line itself, and if need be you can actually do a bit of shading too, so you can start off quite thick and then also, depending on how hard you're pressing down with it, finish off a bit lighter as well. And a great thing with the pastels is when they're using a couple of different colours, if you start with an intense colour here and got another intense colour here too, what this does shows the use of primary colours, and when actually merged together, hopefully with clean fingers, will show a blending of the colours that will obviously make blue and red into purple. So as the colours are mixed through together here, you can see through the central part that purple is slowly but surely starting to emerge. So there you can see there. So the pastel itself obviously is a good technique to use as holding it like so, but if need be, the students can also open up the pastels and use them on their side like so, and use them as more bolder shades or colours, or depending on how hard they want to use it, like we mentioned before, can make it a little bit more brighter. And if they want to try and smooth the intensity of the colours and the hues through, they can actually, again, use their fingers and blur the lines in together so it all looks nice and smooth, so you won't see the strong line patterns underneath there. And obviously, you know, depending on how much they want to play with it and whatnot, depends on how much they are happy to smooth over the colour and whatnot. So you can see that both the pastel and the charcoal have similar sort of properties. The charcoal, obviously, you can take from just the black shade and design it into different colours of grey or white or whatnot from there. The pastels itself, similar sort of principle, but obviously they can use this with colour. So the students can use this on their portrait paintings and use the different techniques for shading and whatnot, depending on how they want to, or depending on how much detail they want to put into it and what type of expression they want to put into their portrait drawing as well. And yeah, so that concludes this video here. So if you need any more further resources, obviously there is the website which has been created, which you can look onto as well. The lesson plan also is quite detailed, so you can have a look there too. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gives you some sort of guide, and enjoy arting.